Hey everybody, it's Alan Smith, Hobby and Wargamings. Welcome to the podcast today. Wanted to put up a podcast today. We have some important breaking news released earlier today, and it's pretty alarming. It's pretty alarming to me as a seasoned wargamer, guy who's been to many conventions and plays lots of war games as a testament to my YouTube channel. Also on Rumble, also on Odyssey, guys. And we are streaming live today on Twitch. Hello, Twitch viewers, and hello, YouTube viewers. Hope you guys get to see this on our replay. And as the title of the podcast says, Gen Con is dead. Gen Con is dead, guys. And so is Origins Game Fair. Why is it dead, you say, Al? Why would that be? Well, we've just got word that there's a very, very good chance that to attend Gen Con this year, which has been postponed till September, that if you are not vaccinated, you will have to wear a mask during the entire show. If you take your mask off, they will kick you out of the venue. Now, this does match the current CDC guidelines that if you are vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. And why is Gen Con dead then? What's so different about what's really going on, Al? Well, I'm going to tell you because it's all a mathematics game. And having a small business for many years, I can tell you that math does matter. And I can tell you right now, the attendance is already showing to be very much down, which is why they've postponed it. There are large vendors who will not come to the show because they know the numbers will be down. Now they're claiming it's because of the Delta variant, that the vendors are not coming. Some of the big name vendors, WizKids, Wizards of the Coast, Battlefront, and other large vendors. I'm not going to speak for them all, but the vendors are way down. The hotels are not booking up, and there are a lot of individuals out here who are very concerned about number one, the effectiveness of the vaccine, and we're going to get to that here later in the show. And we're also going to touch on the concern that there are, as of the data that's out there now, and they say that is skewed, it's lower than what it is, but worldwide 45,000 individuals plus have died within 3 days of receiving one of the three major vaccinations. We're getting reports of blindness. Individuals have lost their legs. We've had heart attacks. We've had all kinds of issues going on. And I think a lot of people are vaccine hesitant, and want to wait out and just wait and see over the next year, maybe even over the next 2 years, what's really going on with these vaccinations. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull up the basically Gen Con's website. I am not finding anything on their website that says that they are requiring a vaccine bracelet they'll give you. And if you don't have the bracelet, you have to wear a mask, which means you have to show proof of your vaccine. Question is, what's proof of the vaccine? What if I fabricate, or someone fabricates something that says they had the vaccine when actually they didn't have the vaccine? This is highly controversial, guys. I know here locally where I live in Central Ohio, you can go anywhere, and including my place I get my hairs cut, do not require a mask. They do not ask you if you've been vaccinated. That would be against the law. Our federal law here in the U.S. says you cannot ask me my medical background or history, even if you are a private venue, a private event, a private business. It's called civil rights, guys. and it applies to everything. And I would say that for me personally, a mask situation and a vaccine situation is actually against my religious beliefs. So if you force me to wear a mask and you force me to get a vaccine, you're encroaching upon my religious liberties. It goes deep, guys. I say live and let live. I say that if you are over the age of 70 and have comorbidities, you are diabetic, you are obese, you are generally an unhealthy person. And we know who those, you should know who you are if you're an unhealthy person. You get colds easily, you get sick with the flu every fall. I would say you're probably a person at risk. And you need to ask yourself this: you're asking others to do something against their will because you're unwilling to get healthy. To get healthy. Isn't that against your rights? Can I force you to get healthy? Can I make you stop drinking sugary drinks and Slurpees and candy and fattening foods? Is that my right? Do I have to come to your house and put you on a strict diet? Do I have to force you to exercise? I don't think you would like that if I came and told you what to do. Oh, but it's against safety requirements. And you can see here, they're talking about Indiana safety guidelines. They're talking about anti-harassment. Isn't asking individuals if they've been vaccinated harassment? Are you harassing people? If I set up a table outside of the venue and tell you to step on a scale and I want a blood test because I want to see if you're diabetic, you got to show me that you're not diabetic because you're at risk. Guys, this goes on and on and on. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter what I believe. It doesn't matter what you believe. It matters on numbers. The bottom line is attendance is going to be down so much. I'm predicting they're going to pull the plug on this whole thing as they get closer to September. And we're not just talking about Gen Con, guys. We're talking about Origins Game Fair that's held here in downtown Columbus, Ohio. Origins is just right next door in Indianapolis. Midwesterners, 40% vaccinated, 43% vaccinated, depending on who you ask. Can we trust the numbers? Can we believe the reports? The jury is out. Personally, I don't trust anything from the government. Talk to a guy who deals with the government for his business. I am a regulated business. I run a regulated business. Yes, I have to have a license for my business. And don't get me started on the taxes. And what it's like to deal with government agencies. We've dealt with them since 1995 when we started our own business. And let me tell you, I wouldn't trust them with anything. So this is the big question, guys. And whether we like it or not, this is going to have a huge impact on the numbers, because individuals like myself who have a firm religious fervor against vaccinations and mask wearing, it's also against my beliefs as a libertarian, a person who believes in freedom and liberty. Now, you can make all the recommendations you want. You can recommend that I go 65 miles an hour on the freeway and I can go 90 and I can get a ticket and I can get into an accident. So, yeah, I mean, we're really on a slippery slope here, guys, with the government. I know there's a lot of individuals out here who are going to get their little feathers ruffled. If we were all vaccinated, this would just go away, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it just go away? Well, let's see. Let's look at something else here. I wanted to share with you guys here. We're going to do another share screen here, and we're going to go to another topic that just came out here this past week. Israeli data suggests possible vaccine waning And effectiveness of Pfizer vaccine, they're reporting as low as 43% effectiveness, not 95%, not 99%, 43%. Now, there are those who will say, that's for the Delta variant. That's only the variant. And that is not what the article says, and that's not what the officials in Israel are saying. They're now asking citizens to come get the third shot. Yes, a third shot. How many shots will we need? 5, 6, annual. There is a slight risk that something could go awry. You might lose your eyesight. You might die within 3 days of a heart attack. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Are you gonna roll the dice? Are you gonna take the chance? Well, a lot of people are saying, no, we don't want to take the chance. And they say, well, that's fine. Don't go. Don't attend these events. Well, that's what I'm saying. My whole point in this video, guys, is a lot of people will not take the chance. And a lot of people will stay home from these venues, and these venues will not survive. We're seeing it with businesses. We're seeing it all over. Businesses down. We've got a little surge going on here in the States concerning businesses. We've gone out to eat recently. My wife and I, we went to a big outdoor mall yesterday for my wife's birthday, had dinner, walked around. That was relatively crowded, not nearly what it normally is. We saw some people wearing masks. And that, like I said, guys, I'm live and let live. I'm a libertarian. If you want to wear your masks, knock yourself out. If you want to get 8 vaccines, knock yourself out. That is your choice. I respect your right to choose. And I would hope everyone would respect those who don't want to take the risk or rely on their own immune system. And if we look at the numbers, 98 to 99% of individuals either show no symptoms or make a full recovery with mild flu-like symptoms. And is that worth the risk? Now ask yourself this question on the V. We're going to say the V, and we're going to say the C on the C. Like I said, guys, it's up to each individual. My only point in this video is I believe these conventions are going to die another death this year. They're not getting the numbers. The numbers are not adding up. We are still here in the Midwest. We are seeing roughly 40%. And as you go further south, you get less individuals that have been vaccinated. And are we looking at another lockdown by September that will put the venues out? We're seeing the Las Vegas convention. I think they did have some semblance of a Comic-Con this year. Attendance was what has been reported less than 50% is normal. And I would suggest that there's one simple solution. We have to get back to normal as soon as possible. Vaccine or no vaccine. We can't mess around anymore, guys, or we are all going to be standing in bread lines. Not me, because I'm prepped. I've got a ton of food. I have an orchard. I have a huge garden. We are canners. We are stowing up food. We are prepared. Generators, etc. So I will not be standing in bread lines, folks. But I don't want to see anyone else stand in bread lines. The economy is teetering. Supply lines are broken. And I would suggest that we got to get back to normal and let this virus run its course. Now, here's the thing I would like to suggest. If you are over 70, if you have comorbidities, if you are overweight, if you are easily sick, I would suggest that you stay in your house. You're the one that should be sheltering. You're the most susceptible. You're the most at risk. And the healthy people. My wife and I just talked the other day. We've been together 28 years. We've been married 26 years. And she can't remember the last time I was sick. And I recalled my grandmother telling me years ago that my grandfather hardly ever got sick. He just didn't even get the sniffles, right? Even in the winter time. So on my behalf, I may be in my DNA. I just have a very strong constitution, as it were. Those D&D players out there know what constitution is. So, and again, it's each individual's risk aversion to the C, the mighty C. And every time there's a new strain, and yes, I'm going to use the word strain. That's what we have used for centuries and decades for viruses. So we're going to use the word strain. We don't want to use boogeyman words and things that hype the situation. I'm going to say every time we get a new strain, do we lock it down? Is there going to be endless V's administered to the citizenry? I just showed you the article from Israel. You can look it up yourself. They're saying now the Pfizer V may be as low as 43% effectiveness, and they're urging that there is a third shot. Is there going to be a fourth shot? Is it an annual shot? When will this end? Do I just look? Do I need to buy a lab coat? If I put on a lab coat, and I would become be a self-proclaimed expert, which I am not. All I know is this, guys: the government is really stretching. It's constantly shifting. It's constantly changing. And I would ask each and every one of my viewers, do you really trust the government? Do you really trust their competence? I would like you to tell me in the comments right here, right now, you tell me one thing that they do right. Is there one thing that they do right? That's the question. And I'm just telling you guys, these conventions are going to die a slow death until we get things ramped up and back to normal. Everything should be back to normal. It was nice to see people out. It was nice to see a lot of people were not wearing masks. We can go into the grocery store. We can go into a restaurant, and no one is asking me for my vaccine passport like they are now in France, Italy, and soon coming to a country near you. Are we going to live like the Stasi? Are we going to live with the Gestapo? Is the Gestapo going to ask you for your papers? What will be next? What will be next? When does it end? Now I'm going to give you an example here. It's something here we in the U.S. had to deal with. It was called WMD. WMD. Weapons of mass destruction. Yes, we went to war. We rushed right to war. And we were told, WMD, we need the Patriot Act. Hey, what's up, Simon? Good to see you, buddy. My sympathies, and I've been praying for the UK. They've got a lot going on over there. They keep extending your lockdowns, which I feel really bad for some of you guys. And then some of you guys are back going to the game clubs. I'm happy to hear that. So, so I wanted to put this video up. My good friend, John, Holy Diver, he put up a video this morning. Shout out to you here, John. And there was another podcaster out there, a gamer, who has basically had inside information that, yes, they were going to require vaccine proof at Gen Con. I cannot find that. I just showed you on the screen, the split screen here, that I did not see anything on the website. It said that they were monitoring the situation from week to week, and they would be going by CDC guidelines, which does require masks for unvaccinated. So that, I think, pretty well answers that question, that if you're going to Gen Con, you are going to have to wear a mask. Now, personally, guys, Gen Con, yes. Gen Con. Did I say something else? I might have said Origins. Oh, yeah. I've been seeing those pictures, Simon. Those are awesome, dude. And I'm so glad you guys are playing together again, man. I really am. But yeah, I mean, I think anyone, what's no? Ranger Miniatures and Gaming. Yeah, I mean, this is the topic of the. They're saying yes. If you have no proof of your vaccine, you will be masked, and if you don't wear a mask, you will be kicked out of the venue. No refunds. So that's the topic, and Origins is going to be the same way here in Columbus. And my question is, where is it in? When do we hit bottom on this French and Indie War this week? Yes. Well, this coming Saturday, guys, we're going to be doing Napoleonics here in the gaming hall. I'm looking forward to it. I'm polishing up my French. I needed some more French. Philip's bringing some French and some Brits. Really looking forward to it. No masks here. I do not ask for vaccine passports here in the game hall. Correct, Ranger. It does not end. It doesn't end. Freedom is dying a slow death. And going back to my point here, guys, was here in the United States 20 years ago, we dealt with the Patriot Act. And that was the theft of our liberties here in the U.S. based upon a lie, which we now know that there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And in fact, it was probably going to be better to deal with Saddam Hussein. He was, at least if you bribed him and gave him money, he would pretty well go along with what you wanted. He was also tolerant of Christian missionaries and Christian churches in Iraq, or I'm sorry, yeah, in Iraq. And so yeah, but that's an example of how an emergency can create the loss of your freedoms. Okay, I want everyone to think about that. Yes, Ranger makes a good point here. I'm going to put your comment up here, Ranger. Don't worry, we're going to have to go down the entire Greek alphabet with all the C variants. Guys, we used to call these strains, and I think variant is probably a more scary word. It may sound scary. Now, hey, like I said, guys, if you look, I'm not saying there isn't a virus. I'm not saying that there wasn't a manufactured virus that leaked either purposely or not purposely. We may never know. But I do know this. As a student of history, as many of us are, gentlemen and ladies. Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Just like WMD, just like the manufactured wars. Yes. So I'm just throwing some foods of thought out there. I hope everyone respects my beliefs. My opinions are my opinions, and others may have a different opinion than mine, and I totally respect your opinion. I had a gentleman on our group who's no longer in the group on Discord say he had seen piles of bodies. He may have seen piles of bodies. I don't know. All I know is this: I have the right to choose. I have the right of freedom. I have the right of choice. I think a government can only make recommendations. And somebody said, well, it's like wearing a seatbelt. In the state of Ohio, if you don't wear a seatbelt, you can be ticketed. Well, that is true. It is like a seatbelt, but I don't agree with that either. If I want to drive up the highway with no seatbelt on, that's my business. Now, if I fly out of the vehicle and tumble to a horrific death, that is my choice. There's a lot of people out on the roads I notice that drive recklessly, and we don't take cars away, right? We don't take cars away. Everyone has choices, guys. There's people that make good choices. There are a lot of people that make bad choices. There's a few winners and a whole lot of losers. And I would like to suggest that the power of choice is paramount in an individual's life. That the more good choices you make, I think the more successful you will find life to be and happiness to be. So yeah, see, we got some people watching the podcast, and then some people dropped out. Oh, we don't want to talk about this. All I'm saying is, guys, I think Gen Con is going to die a slow death this year. I think if this keeps up in subsequent years, I don't think they're going to have enough attendance to pull the numbers. They would have to decrease the venue size. And I don't think that it's going to withstand the increased restrictions. I do know this, and the point I wanted to make earlier was this: I work outside for a living, guys. I have for many years, 31 years. Um, and I can tell you this: when I have a mask on, when I've gone to the grocery, when it was required, and when I've gone to get my hair cut, although they gave me a sticky mask, it like stuck here, and then I could hang it down, and I could still kind of breathe from underneath, so to speak. I would start to see stars, and I'd have to pull my mask in the grocery store out so I could get some air, right? Because my the work that I do for a living, which is physical work, my body is accustomed to getting lots of oxygen. When I'm working, I breathe very heavy. So I can speak for myself that masks are very restrictive to me. I literally start to see stars when I'd get home from the grocery store, which I really didn't go a lot with my wife this winter, my downtime for my business. I would come home with a headache, right? Because I wasn't getting enough oxygen to the el braino. So and then I just feel like an absolute goof, right? And we can pull up the CDC says the mask may help, and the mask may this and it may that, and reduce the droplet size, et cetera, et cetera. And they don't recommend cloth masks; they recommend the N95 mask. And I did notice the other day I had some masks left over in a box upstairs, and I looked on the back of the box and it said it does not stop viruses. Interesting. Very interesting. Why would they put that on the back of the box? So, anyways, I'm just saying, guys, this is a sad state of affairs over here. When we go to the grocery store. That's masks optional. No one asks you if you've had a vaccine. It's against the law here in the United States. It's a Hippa law. When I go to the dentist, I can't even have my cell phone on, technically. It may be in my back pocket or whatever, but they don't want people to have their cell phones able to take pictures of maybe medical records that might be lying about, which I don't know why that would be. But one of the rules they have at my dentist is, please turn your cell phone off. And I said, is that because of the x-ray machines? And she said, no, it's the Hippa laws. Yeah, I mean, and then I think older people too, it's already, especially if you have respiratory problems, it's really hard to breathe with the mask. It's hard to breathe normally, especially this year with a hard winter. We had a really hard winter here in Ohio. And as a plant scientist, things pollinate really heavy the next year. Is their way of it was tough on me this year. I had to take some pollen medications. I bounced between two different pollen medications so I wouldn't build up a tolerance. So I bounced between two different medications, over-the-counter medications that helped. And I can tell you, years ago when I was in this business, I didn't have any problems with allergies. So I do know age has a bearing on our constitution for sure. But like I said earlier, personally, we can't remember the last time I was sick. I felt a little bad after drinking too much a few times, but that doesn't qualify for being sick. So yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, and I want to reiterate, anyone that's just popped into the podcast, I totally respect everyone's opinions. If you think, hey, everyone should be vaccinated and everyone should be masked up, that is your right to your opinion. But I think we're in a situation here now where the opinions, and even yes, the theys. Do we know what the theys are? The theys. They said. Well, for every lab coat I can find that says to do one thing, I can find another lab coat that says the opposite. And we're relying on unelected officials, guys. None of this is coming from legislatures, at least here in the United States. It's coming from governors. It's coming from health officials. And like I said, guys, I've dealt with the freaking government running a small business, and I wouldn't trust them to water a house plant while I was on vacation. I can tell you that. Um, Very hard to deal with. They have people come and inspect my business here. I'm a regulated business. I run a regulated business. I have to have a license. I have to have proof of insurance, and I'm inspected on a regular basis. And I have to take a certification exam every 3 years, and go to training every 3 years, continued education training. So I know what it's like to be regulated by the government, guys. And let me tell you, the clowns that they send out here to do my inspections, they don't know one end of a freaking fertilizer hopper from another. It's pretty frustrating. They get people off the street, they give them a check sheet, and they come out and say, "Where's this? Do you have these papers?" Uh, it's kind of comical, actually. I That's how I have to look at it. I've been doing this for so long that um, I shouldn't have to continue to get licensed. I think I've proven myself by now that I know what I'm doing, but I guess that's the way they make money, right? So you're not going to find a fan here with anything that the government has to say or do. I think a lot of the things we deal with for the government can be provided privately and between, yeah, get used to people asking for your papers. Yeah, so see, I have to carry a little card in the back of my clipboard that shows that I'm licensed and insured, right? It's to protect the consumer. Protect the consumer. Anyway, so I've done that drill for years, guys. But it's really sad. Now, Origins, I like I like the game shows because you can go to the demo games. That's my favorite. Last time I went to Origins a couple years ago, it was canceled last year, of course. My good friend Rob, if you're listening to this podcast, get a hold of me, man. Get a hold of me. Haven't seen Rob for a while. And he had a great demo game, Tarawa. I have a video. Go back on my YouTube channel, guys. Check out the Tarawa Origins game. It was an amazing game. So fun. But yeah, that's the thing I look forward to going to conventions is the demo games, right? I signed up for the demo games online when I went to Cold Wars 2019. I did a Zulu game. The guy had the mountain in the Zulu movie. I forget, Isla Nawanda, I think it's called. Yeah. Really sucks. Me and Holy Diver were wanting to go this year. Yeah, that I know, man. It's just he's never been to one himself. Well, you'll enjoy it though. Look, guys, here's the thing: as a small business owner and a amateur investor, I know that at sooner or later, guys. Here's it's like nature. You know, I deal with nature for a living. And yes, I have a strong science background, agricultural science, but it's still science. I understand how science works, and it's not an exact science. Trust me. It's kind of like meteorology. Um, Money talks and bullshit walks. At the end of the day, guys, these companies have to make money. They have to turn a profit, right? Or the ones who are making money and are turning a profit will overtake them. It's the survival of the fittest, guys. It's nature. Nature is a very powerful force, and nature applies to life, and nature applies to business. Trust me. There are wolves in the forest, and you have to, protect yourself from the wolves. And if you don't, you'll be sooner or later taken out by the wolves or lions or whatever predator you want to pick. Sharks. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. At some point in time, the money players are going to come in and say, "Look, here's the deal. We can't keep working from home." I am very fortunate. I'm very fortunate. I work outdoors for a living. I did have a lady yell at me last year and told me to get off her lawn because I do chemical treatments. If you guys don't know, I do the fertilization. I do the chemical treatments for trees. I do injectables, anything chemical related outside of your home for your landscape. That's what I do. And there's a lot of science involved. That's what keeps me in business. That's what keeps me in the digs. People that spend a lot of money and time building a beautiful home and a beautiful landscape, cultured people, educated people for the most part, who appreciate a beautiful landscape and a beautiful maintenance of your home, will shell out the dough to keep it looking nice and to keep it healthy. So, like I said, we're dealing with plant science. So I am versed in sciences, guys. I do know something about science, okay, and how it works, testing, et cetera, et cetera. I could go into all of that in my background, but we won't waste any time into that. But just suffice it to say, I'm not somebody off the street here who does not believe in science, and I deal with chemical science, and I'm basically a plant pharmacist is what I am, is essentially what I am. I deal with chemical compounds. I deal with plant pharmaceuticals on a daily basis. All right, so I know how this works. I am not a doctor, though. It's hard to say with wargaming, but I would safely bet over 50% of GW customer base are liberal sheeple. Well, I mean, we live in times, guys, where it's literally most Western democracies, quote unquote, we're split down the middle, guys. And I've said this on other podcasts. I've said this on other videos on my channel. The sad thing that's going on right now is they are dividing us. And we want to read Sun Tzu, The Art of War. We are war gamers. We should understand how this works, guys. The turning of the people amongst themselves, fighting amongst themselves. That's really what we got to focus on here. And that's why I say, guys, we should respect each other's choices. If you want to come vaccinated and I want to come unvaccinated, if you're staying away from me, if you're vaccinated, I'm not going to get you sick. You might get me sick because they are saying that even when you're vaccinated, you can spread it to me, the unvaccinated. But you know what, guys, if that's my risk aversion and I say, you know what, I'm going to go to Gen Con, and if I get sick, so be it. That's my choice. That's my choice, right? I have insurance. Isn't that what the rioters said when they burned the people's businesses down? That's what insurance is for. Well, hey, if I've got insurance and I get sick, well, then I'm covered now, aren't I? And if I die and I have a living will and I've put money aside for my burial, then I'm covered there too, right? It's my risk aversion. If I didn't want to drive a vehicle up the road to get to my customer's house and I was afraid I was going to get killed tomorrow morning, I would probably hang it up and just stay home because I didn't want to take the risk of driving on the roads. You got all those distracted drivers now texting and driving. I mean, I deal with it every day, people going left to center. And that's the chance I have to take. And a decision a grown human being has to make on a daily basis is, what is my risk aversion? Same thing with investing, guys. I may say that I don't like to take that much risk. I like to take calculated risks. I would rather stay on the safe side of investing. I don't like to get into the Bitcoins and the cryptos, and I don't like to flip stocks for a quick buck. That's not my style. But hey, you might be a big crypto guy, right? Hey, that's what freedom of choice is, guys. You can take your chances. And I would say this, I'm going to say this. If you're vaccinated, you're safe. Not according to Israel, you're 43% safe. But I digress. And you may have to get a vaccine every single year, just like the flu's vaccines. Hey, Holy Diver, there he is. What's up, man? We need to get you on the show sometime, John. I would really like to have you as a guest. I think it would be a hoot. So yeah, I watched your video this morning, John. Is when I get up in the morning, I go to my big screen and I pull my YouTube up and I watch all my subscriptions. And I watched your video and I was like, God, I got to put up some kind of response to this later, man, because um yeah, I mean, we got to stick together on this, man. It's bullshit. I'm just a guy. Look, I have my own business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm a type of guy who likes to. I'm a rebel. What can you say? I don't like to be told what to do. It's that simple. And if you like to be told what to do, that's cool. Get your vaccine, put your mask on, but please stop telling the rest of us what to do. Really, it's kind of getting old. I don't tell you to stop eating Cheetos and drinking pop all day, right? And sitting on your couch playing video games. That's none of my business. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. It's none of my business. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. It's I'm using StreamYard, so all I have to do is send you a link. All you need really is your cell phone and plugged in and put it on a small tripod. So really all you need is a cell phone. Or you can run it through like I run a camcorder, a Canon camcorder, and I use StreamYard, but I send people a link. Now here's the thing, guys. On down lower on my videos, I have a whole video on how to use Discord. Discord is just another way to connect with other gamers, and we have a private group. That way, if someone's being a dick, we can kick them out, which we don't really have that problem on my group, honestly. And that's where I send the link, right? That's the only purpose to get on Discord is I will send you a private message through Discord with a link. You click on the link, it takes you right to the podcast. It's that simple. As many of you know, I've been off Facebook. John has also been off Facebook for quite a while. I'm not feeding Mark fucking Zuckerberg anymore. And I'll tell you right now, guys, like John mentioned this morning, my days on YouTube are numbered. I mean, I may put a teaser video up from time to time, but I'm directing everyone to Rumble and Odyssey. Those are my two main platforms, and I'm working on creating a locals.com paywall, which is similar to Patreon. It's exactly the same as Patreon, but the guy who runs Patreon is a douchebag too, and I don't want to support him. So I'm going to use Locals. It's relatively new. It's been out the last year. It's picking up a lot of steam, and I can do $2 a month for paid content, and I would have exclusive content on there for Locals members. It doesn't cost you anything to be on Locals other than the subscription to the channel. So yeah, not his cell phone. Was he got an old cell phone? But yeah, what I do, dude, is if you got a camcorder and I do a screen capture, you can get them for like $20 on Amazon, and you plug it in through your laptop or your computer, and you can use your camcorder as your webcam, right? It's called a screen capture. It's a little thing that you plug your USB on either side, and it plugs into the back of your computer. It basically converts your camcorder, or any camera, really, any camera that's got an HDMI input. That's all you need. You just have to have a camera that has an HDMI input, and your camera, any camera, can be turned into a webcam. That's the beauty of it. So, and Discord, let's get back to Discord, guys, because I'm really big on Discord. It's a much better format for sharing pictures. You can share pictures of your projects. It has a video chat feature, so you can chat with just one person in the group, either with your phone or your webcam. So you can do private video chats. There's been no censorship issues. There's no commercials. There's no nothing. Now the basic Discord is free. I have a more upgraded version where I can put more megabytes of pictures up at a time, is all that is. It's not even that much. It's like $5 a month or something, $4.99 or something. And I can put a shit ton of pictures up each day if I wanted to. Yeah, Camlink. Yeah, that's all you need, John. I mean, it's as we move forward, like you said, there's other platforms, guys. And I had a guy the other day on the Discord group. He basically said, "Oh, I don't have time for other platforms." Guys, these other platforms are growing, and everyone's been bitching about Why isn't there a competitor to YouTube? Well, there is. It's called Rumble. Okay, it's out there. It's a couple years old. They're at 1080 now. They do live. You can do live just like this. I can do live on Rumble. It is not on my StreamYard yet. I have a StreamYard software that I pay for, but it is coming. By next year, they're going to have Rumble. I'll be able to stream to Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey. They're all eventually being added on by StreamYard, and StreamYard's nice because I can have up to 10 guests at a time on the show if I want to, which I probably won't. I'll probably have maybe 4 at the most, 3 extra guests at a time. But this is where the technology is headed, guys. It's going there. There are other companies coming into the marketplace. Discord, which has been out for years now, but it was mostly for video gamers. But now you've got people with hobby channels like this that are now using Discord as the way they can connect with their more serious subscribers, right? And share stuff and chat and do those things that we used to do on Facebook, but now we can do on Discord, and not deal with the freaking censorship and the commercials and all the bullshit and the data mining in particular, guys. Facebook, Instagram, all that shit is total data mine. I don't do Instagram anymore. I don't do Facebook. Those other things, Twitter and stuff, I've never been on those. So that's kind of where I'm at now, guys. YouTube, like you said, YouTube is where heroes go to die. Let's face it, if you're not monetized, which I am not on YouTube, they are still putting commercials on your videos and they're making money off of your content and not giving you a cut of the action. And that just really irritates me. My wife has a monetized channel. She's got merchandise. She has a blog. She has a huge Facebook group, and she's making some bank off of her channel, but it's not as much as it was, and it's going down. And she's also looking at getting her channel on locals.com, which, like I said, is just like Patreon, except you're not giving money to the douchebag that runs Patreon. He's just as bad as Mark Zuckerberg, as far as I'm concerned, and the guy that runs Twitter. And the guys that run locals are, they're not going to do any censorship. That was one of their pledges when they started the platform. Just like Rumble, just like Odyssey. Odyssey, you're paid in blockchain, or you're paid in cryptocurrency as your channel grows on Odyssey. The problem with Odyssey right now is, guys, it's 720p. It's not at 1080 yet like Rumble, but they're saying by next year it will be at 1080p. So it'll just be better, not as good as resolution when you put your videos over there. But it's ODYSEE. I would highly encourage you guys to start checking out these other platforms, because that's where this is going, guys. Guys that don't want the censorship, don't want the data mining. We want to be free with the content and connecting with other dudes. In our case, wargaming, model building. I'm going to be starting some train content I've been working on. I just haven't edited it. Said that 3 times fast. The editing is not done on those videos yet. So I'm literally tearing everything off of an old train layout and putting it on the new. So that'll be some new subscribers coming in. Some of these train guys are amazing modelers, and we're going to marry the two together with the modeling, the diorama modeling, and all that stuff on my channel. So we can have this community that's broader than just wargaming, right? So yeah, I'm going to get off this Gen Con thing. I think I made my point. Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of people couldn't tell the difference between 720 and 1080, especially if you watch stuff on your cell phone. That's a good point, Philip. And Philip is the gentleman who is going to be joining me next Saturday for our Napoleonic game. I'm super stoked about it. So we finally got the Napoleonics going here, guys. So we're going to have next year American Civil War. We got American War of Independence. We have Napoleonics, the big 3, the most popular, and we obviously have battle group, which is World War II. So we'll have all of our bases covered. Mini painting. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. So yeah, Gen Con guys, I made my point. I think anyone that follows my channel and the little digs and the little comments I made, and anyone that's seen my rant video, if you haven't seen my rant video, get over to Rumble, guys. Get on over to Rumble. It's still over on Rumble because I'm not going to get banned over there. So I left my rant over there, and you can see my German S flag rant. Okay, my S flag rant. Now, John touched on the Confederate flag this morning on his video. Same kind of thing, John, only it was with the German flag. So get over there, guys. Rumble, Rumble, Rumble. It's picking up a lot of steam. There's a lot of creators going over there, and also Odyssey. Odyssee. No, I do not get paid to promote this, but I'm telling you right now, here in the not too distant future, YouTube will only be a tease for the other platforms that I will be on for the meat. If you want the meat, you're gonna have to go someplace else for the meat. The YouTube is no longer gonna be the meat. I'll still probably put some podcasts on YouTube. Yeah, I'm getting the same way some days, man, especially if I get started especially on the weekends. I can come down here at 6 in the morning and get started on projects since I have this beautiful studio now. And about 1 o'clock after lunch, I'm about ready for a nap. So yeah, I mean, the podcasting is fun. I really enjoy it. It's easier content. I just find with work and with my projects and doing my projects, I just don't have a lot of time to do the editing and setting up the cameras and getting everything filmed like I used to. But I will be doing pre-game preps. You've noticed the last couple series of videos I've done have been more like showing you how I've gotten ready for a big group game here in the gaming hall, and then I show you excerpts of the group game. Right? I don't ever plan on really doing bat reps like John does. I just don't have the editing time, and I think it's for me anyways. I like to just show little clips of how the game looked and the things that we were doing and how the board was set up. That may change in the future. You never know. Yeah. So, Philip, it's ridiculous how weak-minded people have become. People really need to grow thicker skin. Correct. Absolutely correct. And respect others' opinions. Here's a thing. I think a lot of the people today think their opinion applies to everyone. And it's fine. Like I said, man, look, if you want to get 8 jabs and you want to wear 2 masks, hey, knock yourself out. Behind the scenes, I'm going to say you're a fucking idiot. But hey, do what you want, man. But please don't quit telling the rest of us what to do. It's really getting old. The people at risk are the unhealthy people. And some people are just old. That you're going to get unhealthy as you get older. Typically, that's why we eventually die. So, but hey, man, if you're 35 years old and you're 350 pounds and you eat tons of sugar and all you drink is pop, guys, I know I've met people over the years. They do not drink water. They do not drink anything but pop. I know working outside and sweating and doing a physical job like I do, I drink a shit ton of water every day. And most of what I drink is water. I drink a lot of iced tea in the summer. But anybody that's been coming to my gaming hall, we had this conversation last time. I've totally quit drinking, guys. 3 months now. I mean, I think last Saturday we went out with some friends to dinner and I had a couple glasses of wine because of the sugar. Guys, the sugar's a killer, man. I'm not drinking the alcohol because I don't want the sugar. My doctor told me I had to lose some weight. And I have 15 pounds. Goal is 25. I never used to have to do that, guys. I was the skinny little geek kid that played Dungeons and Dragons, and I could eat anything I wanted to. Well, not anymore. So I really have cut down on the sugar. quite a bit. And it's just by not drinking alcohol, guys. I lost 10 pounds over like a month just not drinking alcohol. Right. So, I mean, I was the big guy who I was drinking the craft beers. I was drinking wine on the weekends. I was doing the afternoon cocktail through the wintertime, and it was killing me, guys. It was killing me. So high blood pressure, high everything, right? So cut that out of my diet. So I have to make the same choices, guys. If you want to sit on your couch and eat until you die, that's cool. That's your choice as a human being. But don't tell me to put on a mask to keep you safe, right? And here's my other point with Gen Con, and we'll talk about these other topics that have been brought up. If it's really so contagious and so deadly, then why are you having the damn thing in the first place? Why would you take the risk? Because now we're finding out from Israel that it's 43% effective. They're asking their citizens to get a third jab. It was just out this week, guys, 2 days ago, from the Health Ministry of Israel, right? This is not misinformation. Pfizer vaccine effectiveness drops drastically after weeks. I could pull the article up for you again, but you can watch it on the replay if you want. If you don't trust me, or just Google it yourself. That's another thing, guys. I'm keeping Google on this system here. My other system and my phone and my tablet that I keep next to my bed, I'm doing DuckDuckGo, guys. Simon had recommended that a few weeks back, and DuckDuckGo is another search engine that does not profile you. It does not record your where you're going and sell you advertising and put things on your other devices. Here I do it so I can still sync it with my YouTube account, but I'm telling you, that's going to start going away, and it'll only be teaser videos, right? What I'm going to call teaser videos for my other content on other platforms. That's where I'm headed with this thing, guys. And I would encourage any of you guys who are YouTubers to do the same. Use YouTube as a tool to transfer your subscriber base over to the other platforms that are not being censored, or are not pigeonholing you, and are not data mining you. It's like I told my mother, it's nothing more than a political boogeyman, yes, that they have to keep relevant. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of my wife and I talk about this. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's very smart. She runs our office like a top. She's not a stupid person, but she doesn't keep up on all this nonsense. So she doesn't understand that there are really bad people out there. You can call them evil, put whatever label you want on these people. But there's a lot of real turds out there, guys. We all know this, those of us that are out in the world every day. Look, guys, we don't know if this V was put out purposely by our enemies, or it was leaked accidentally by our enemies. But everybody is using it for their own nefarious purposes, right? Everyone's gone. There's an old saying: never let any good crisis. I forget how it exactly goes, but basically make use of every crisis, right? We have a saying in my business: every service call is an opportunity for a sale, right? I can upsell you something else, possibly. So everybody's glomming on, everybody's using it for their own purposes, political purposes, economic purposes, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of like human nature. Everyone's just going to grab a hold of something and try to use it to propel themselves forward, unfortunately. So, yeah, see, Simon, I've been a DuckDuckGo for a few years now. I really like it, Simon. I like the layout. I like when I search for something, how the topics are organized. And since I've started using that on my tablet, my phone, and my other main computer that I use back here, I'm not getting all those ads that pop up. I'm like, hey, I searched for a new tent on this platform, and then it popped up on when I was on Facebook, it would pop up on Facebook ads, right? So no more Facebook. No more, because hey, guys, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so it's the same instrument, and it's all about pigeonholing you. It's all about data mining you. They want to know about your likes, your interest, where you stand, maybe politically or socially or whatever. And we just don't need that. I don't want to be pigeonholed. I'm a complex person. I'm complicated, like most people are, and you can't put me in a category, right? Because I probably should be in like 20 categories. Right? The government got a taste of that power, and now they don't want to let it go. They are going to keep pushing the C to keep people scared. Yes, fear is a very powerful motivator. Don't give in to fear, guys. We said this on the last podcast. Um, the Stoog, he overcame his fear. He went up those steps. He felt something creepy. He was going up to the top of, Little Round Top, and they got that castle monument up there, and he was going up those circular steps, and we were talking about ghosts, and he said, "Man, I had this weird feeling, and it was dark because it was early in the morning." And he just he powered through, and he got to the top, and he did not give in to his fear. Don't give in to the fear, guys. Fear is a bad, bad, bad habit. There is healthy fear, like when I look over a cliff at when I go down to Old Man's Cave region of Central Ohio or Southern Ohio. I say, I don't want to get too close. I just might trip over a tree root and fall 80 feet to my death. Right? That's not really fear. That's just using some common sense, but I think you get the point. And the great thing is us being war gamers. Okay. As war gamers, we are students of history, most of us. And, we can see this crap played out over and over again through the centuries, guys. This really is nothing new. Like, I want to say Carson, but the comedian that I love, he said, he's the guy that said, there's a big club and we're not in it. That guy. It'll come to me here in a minute. See, this is what happens when you get in your 50s. The issue is, don't be afraid. Don't give in to your fears. Use common sense. Use common sense. I go back to some of these other comments. Holy Diver ran into this at our massive Christmas HC game at the local game store. Our opponent thought that the government can and should mandate shutdowns, mask, vaccines. This is not respecting. No. And it's your opinion. It's, again, guys, it's people that want to put their opinions onto everybody. It's just not cool. Carlin, thank you. Yeah, George Carlin, he's got a lot of good stuff, guys. He was way ahead of his time. Watch some of his acts and how he talks when he talks about the government. Some words for the wise. I mean, we're probably going to end the podcast here soon. Yes, he was brilliant. Yes, he was. Lannis03, welcome to the conversation, sir. Yeah, I mean, and again, I personally am a Christian, but he was an agnostic. I wouldn't say he was an atheist. He was an agnostic, I think. But guys, you have to respect other people's beliefs and opinions, right? That doesn't mean I don't like him. That means that I'm not going to listen to him because he doesn't believe what I believe. In fact, most of the things he talked about, I totally agreed with. Right? So that's kind of where we're at. I just don't understand this nonsense. I mean, the progressive, woke, understanding, accepting, tolerance are so intolerant. If we have a difference of opinion, if you don't agree with my opinion and you're so afraid, look, if you're so afraid of the sea, then yours should be staying home. And if it's that contagious and so deadly, why would you take the chance even with the vaccine? You still got a chance that you might get it. If you're really that concerned, stay home. Let the rest of us live our lives. And that's a risk I'm willing to take. If I get sick and die, hey, it's a cemetery right up the street. I'm ready to go. I've got it all set up. I could die tomorrow. Some guy could go left to center. He was texting his wife, hey, I'm on my way home. I'm going to bang you good when I get there. And bang, he hits me head on. Right. And I'm just trying to get home from work. Anything can happen, guys. I mean, I could have a widow maker. In my industry, it's called a widow maker. It's where a giant tree limb I'm on someone's property and a giant tree limb could fall and kill me in an instant. It could be just an old dead limb that somebody didn't cut out. And I'm just minding my own business, and snap, and I'm out. I'm gone. I'm dead. Right? This is the chance we take when we step out the front door every day. It is difficult to free people from the chains they revere. Yes. Those who give up their liberty for safety deserve neither. I believe that was Benjamin Franklin said that. Those who give up their liberty for safety deserve nor will receive neither. Right? So, yeah, it's called, over here in the States, we call it freedom. And a lot of people came here for it, and we don't likely give it up. A lot of people in the U.S. that have the rebel DNA, they came here because they were rebels. They wanted a shot. They wanted their shot, like Obama said. We want our shot. And no, not that kind of shot. We're talking about the freedom shot and the opportunity to possibly achieve our dreams. Some of us don't necessarily want to be wealthy. We just want to be happy, right? And be left alone. So yeah, upcoming game Saturday, guys. Napoleonics, French versus British. I base coded I'm going to do 3 of the commanders. I ordered 6 total from Perry. Beautiful sculpts. Cleaned them up today. They're pewter. Got them base coated, and going to get them painted this week. Every night or every afternoon when I get home from work, I usually am done at the latest. We're going to have a heat wave this week, so I'm getting started really early, the crack of dawn. I should be done by noonish. I come home, lay down for a little bit, and head back down here to the studio and start finishing off the basing of my French. Get everything situated for the game. The table is ready. I've got it all set up. I'm going to share with you guys on the next video a new technique I've developed for using my fleece ground cloth for my battle. And I've put flocking and some other materials on there to make it look super realistic. It's still flexible. You can roll the fleece up still, and I can put my hills underneath, which I do with just hand towels. Guys, I just use rolled up different size hand towels, put them under the fleece, and that gives me my rolling hills, and it looks super realistic. So that's what I'm going with here. My 5 foot by 12 foot fleece. It's 14 foot, but I have a 12 foot table. We're talking a $30 roll of fabric from Joann's, and I figured a way to put flocking on there, grass, the ground foam, and the static grass in different colors, and it makes it super realistic, and it's still flexible. It can roll up, and it's do-it-yourself. And I'm noticing there's some of the flexible mats are now coming out where they do have the grass and the things already on there, and it's flexible. You can roll it up. I forget the name of the company. There's a company that's now producing them, but they're always out of stock, so they're really popular. Another comment from Philip. I dug out some metal Victrix leaders. I don't think they make anymore. They look fantastic. Yes, I would love to see those. The Victrix, even the plastic ones I showed Philip last time he was here. It's another great option, guys. They're cheaper than the Perry if you're wanting to save a few bucks and build a large ranked armies like this. And I'm finding too, using the popsicle stick secret, where you just I think I'm putting 5 or 6 dudes on a popsicle stick. I'm telling you, that's when I was doing that for my 15 mil for American War of Independence. It really helps with the speed painting guys to the tabletop standard. I think I've got 3 colors on them now. I got 2 or maybe 3 more colors to go, and I'm ready to do my light brown wash. And my favorite part is the basing. And I'll be putting some excerpts of that on my next video. I do a preparation video, clips of my preparation, and a video with clips of the actual game. So that's kind of the format here we're running on the channel now. Not doing the paint chats, not doing the studio updates. I'm just going to be doing podcasts. I'm going to be doing preps for my games, so you can see how I prepare for the game. And kind of like a studio update. There's going to be no talking. It's all video. And then video coverage with me, a little narration of what's going on in the game. And that's kind of my content for the foreseeable future. But more podcasts. We're going to be doing more podcasts. I will do what I'm going to call pop-up podcasts, like today, where I just felt like doing a podcast because Holy Diver piqued my interest this morning. I said, I got to say something about this. So when that happens and I have a free afternoon like today, it's like 95 degrees outside and humid. So we were camping out inside. I've been in the studio all day. And I've got the time. I'll pop up a podcast just on a whim. Then I'm going to have organized podcasts like the last 2 have been on the Civil War, since I'm getting things ready to do my Civil War federal and Confederate armies over the winter time. That's going to be my big project this winter. So just delving into Civil War, man, it's just fascinating. Now Napoleonics, I'm learning a lot about Napoleonics. Right, Solo Wargamer, I watched that. That was good. Absolutely, gives good credit where credit is due. He said exactly what needed to be said, and we should all respect that. Like I said, I respect your choices. If you're for people being non-vaccinated like us to be excluded from the events, but it's a bad business decision. Well, they say go woke, go broke, right? Go woke, go broke. Money talks and the bullshit will walk, right? At the end of the day, they've got to churn cash. That convention center is not cheap. The vendors, all those gaming companies need to start getting back on their feet. Now, they've had a lot of success with guys like us being stuck ordering stuff, but at the end of the day, they've got to keep pushing the new products, the new rules. They got to keep the ball rolling, right? You got your Battle Foam and these companies that really make a lot of money going to these conventions selling their products at the convention. So I believe that that's what's going to end this bullshit and we can finally possibly get back to normal. Like I said, I work outdoors for a living, so I'm not really affected, except last year I got yelled at. Some lady said, "Get off my lawn." And I said, "You need to call another company, bitch." Excuse my French. So with that, guys, I'm going to cut everybody loose. It's 4:30, about 5:30, 6 o'clock. We'll start looking at dinner here at the homestead. But I want to bid everyone a great week. Have a prosperous, productive week. Keep your heads up. Keep moving forward. Don't let all this stuff drag you down. Hopefully common sense will prevail in the long run. And like I said, money will talk. Ultimately, that will come down to the dollars and the cents. And we need to stick together. We need to have compassion and understanding for the other people that don't believe what we may believe. And that's fine too. But we want our conventions back, damn it. I want to go out to Las Vegas. That's been one of my big things. My daughter and her friends just got back from Vegas. They went out there for their summer trip. And And she has one more year of school. She's going to be a professional dancer, not that kind of dancer. We're talking about ballet and shit like that. That she wanted to go out there and kind of feel around. There was a dance academy out there that has some connections that, she may be able to get some work through some people out there. And she went out there with some other fellow dancers from her college. And I'm like, damn, now I want to go to Las Vegas, right? And I've always wanted to go to that game show. And by God, I'm not going out there and wearing a damn mask. I can tell you that right now. I want to be free. I want to breathe. I want to see people smile. I wanted to converse with people and not talk like this. What did you say? I couldn't hear what you said. So, yes. People have had enough. This can't last much longer. Looking forward to the battle reports. Thank you, sir. And I will bid you all adieu. And remember, guys, don't be afraid of Discord. You'll really like it. I have a link down under my video that says Discord group. I explain how it works, what we do on the group. And even if you're on Twitch, you're watching this on Twitch on the replay, in my bio on Twitch, I have a permanent link to my Discord group. Several of my videos on YouTube have links to my Discord group. It'll take you right there. It's no fuss, no muss. And you just load the app on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer. I have it on my toolbar here. I also have Twitch on here. I have my Odyssey on my toolbar, my Rumble, my eBay. It's like anything else. This is not a mystery. It's just that you are not going to get censored, and you are not going to get pigeonholed and marketed from what you put on our Discord group. So get on over there, guys. We'd love to have you on the group. Lots of cool dudes over there sharing stuff and having some good conversations. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Be good. Ciao.